I like the way the color wave breaks in between those two fans. And this is an effect in Signal RGB called side to side. And I've got everything set up kind of cool, I think, so the memory, it's going opposite, and it should be, like in sync with the motherboard down below, so when the one light gets to the bottom of the memory stick, and that CPU fan and this CPU fan are both integrated into that cycle, as you can see, and the keyboard, and the RGB strips inside the PSU bay, and in the back corner there behind that radiator. My new computer, it's called Sin, and it's based on an AMD CPU, Ryzen 7 7800 by 3D, because gaming is what I like to do the most with this machine. And so that's on an ASRock X870 motherboard, Steel Legend Wi-Fi, and then there's 2x16 for a total of 32 gigabytes of CLEV CRAS V RGB ROG certified 7400 megahertz memory. It's running at 4800 right now. And then there's for a GPU, I've got a Sapphire Nitro Plus RX 580 8 gigabyte G5. Clock speed, boost clock speed is 1411 megahertz on that. And then I've got 3 M2 SSDs. One is a SK Hynix P50, Platinum P51 Gen 5x4 as the OS boot drive. And then I've got 2 SK Hynix P41s Gen 4x4 in M2 2 and M2 3 slots. And then I've got an ASRock Steel Legend 850 watt power supply down in that bay. And now the RGB, I like to have, there's 2 RGB strips in there, but the LEDs, are obviously always so bright. I don't like looking at them directly, so I've got one that's halfway in the cable management area, so there's some backlighting to the motherboard. It's not enough. I'm going to work on that a little bit. I just did that a few minutes ago. And the other part of the strip is inside the case, reflecting out into it. The other strip is entirely in the PSU bay. Let's see, I think I can see some of it usually right through here. Oh yeah, there it is. That's actually pretty good. I managed to hide most of those LEDs in that strip. I'm pretty sure, you can see that in there. All right, and it makes it so much nicer. The other thing I'm thinking about using the RGB strips was for some underlighting for the computer itself. I've got it on this tiny little glass table right now, which is cute, but unfortunately that is not safe, and so I need another desk. Unless I manage to figure out how to bolt it down, I wouldn't really trust it. I mean, someday, I could get careless, but I doubt it. But I just don't like it quite. It's cute right now. It works great, because if I need to work on it, I can just turn it off, unplug it all, and then spin it around and open up everything and do what I need to do. But that is pretty cool. I think my favorite effect, though, is not this one. This one's great for setting your RGB up. It shows you where, and I have to slow it down way slow. So, but most people don't run it that slow. It's more like this, Looks better that way, of course. Smoother it appears anyway. But I think my favorite is really this one. I'm just such a freak, right? I love the rainbows. But you could still see that color waves breaking on those opposite directions on those fans. It's the same layout, because it works. And now we have, put a rainbow in the corner, rainbow in the PSU bay, but no blinding LEDs. And I think that's awesome. Anyway, thanks for checking it out. It's my latest computer, and I'm pretty proud of it. It's not done though. It's going to be water cooled soon. Have a great day.